compLexity's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. compLexity's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Invoker.
compLexity's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Death Prophet.
compLexity's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dusk.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Spirit Breaker.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. compLexity's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Shanghai Major American Qualifiers. It is compLexity Gaming going up against Shazam here in game number 2 of the series. My name is Maud. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We're going to get in just a minute to this next game. Here we have Swindles, LaNm, Chessie, Z freaking Hanskin going up against SVG, MSS, Mason, Ritsu, and Brax. Stick around, everybody. We're going to have a great time.
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Game number 2 underway, and compLexity will actually switch heroes. This time they'll grab the Death Prophet, and the Invoker will be grabbed up here by Shazam. Looking forward to bringing you this cast right now, as of course we're going to be underway in the draft here. Game number 2 here on twitch.tv/moon.tv and at Dota TV as well.
Radiant team pick.
Thanks so much for joining us here. This is Moonduck TV's coverage of the Shanghai Major America Qualifiers presented to you by PGL. compLexity will go ahead and grab the Tusk and the Gyrocopter as we move forward into this next couple of stages of drafts and, of course, the picks and bans. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, I deeply apologize. You guys should have won, and that's really just an unfortunate circumstance. And I'm not sure, unless you're a Seattle fan, I'm not sure many people wanted the Seahawks to win that game.
Reserve time.
It was a lot of fun to watch, but really, it just came down to Blair Walsh kicking all the points for his team in the game and then missing that last one. Ugh. You gotta feel sick for those Vikings fans out there. But now we're into, of course, the compLexity Shazam game. If you're a Shazam fan, man, you're feeling sick after that first game. Because that was a stomp. It was a beatdown after the 10 to 15 minute mark when the Vengeful Spirit started just walking around, swapping, match missiling, and they had the Invoker with Chessie popping up that Sunstrike. And boy, was that devastating.
Turn to pick.
So I'm going to be solo casting for this game, but if it goes to a game 3 or the next series, I'll more than likely be joined by either Purge or Nahaz. Either one. I have actually not, we haven't come to a conclusion yet. More than likely Purge, but we'll have to wait and see. Faceless Void has been picked up for compLexity Gaming. And we saw Mason actually play this in a safe lane role, but it looks like it's more than likely going to be the off-lane Faceless Void for Swindles. And that is a very good position for that hero, because in the safe lane, you're really more focused on getting your last hits, making sure you get experience, and maybe you can rotate every so often to kill when you're level 6, but really, you just want to get farm. And also, he doesn't really do the most damage in the world. You won't see that Mask of Madness build anymore. You won't see him getting like a Manta or an SMR or something like that. It's very strange to see that nowadays. Instead, you'll see him in the offlane. He'll go for treads first. Maybe a Vlad's picked up, and then on top of that, a Blink and an Aghanim Scepter, because, of course, your Aghanims is very good at... you used to be able to play this hero without an Ags, and most people did, and that was the build. It was like Mask of Madness, maybe a Maelstrom or a Mjolnir, Faceless Void, put him in the safe lane, have him farm up. There was the offlane Void also for a time coming out from... the Universe and a couple of other American players, but we are in a vastly different hero now with Faceless Void, as of course the time lock has been changed to time dilation. The only thing that remains the same, of course, is the time lock and the Chronosphere, albeit the numbers have changed for the Chrono, as I've talked about. Jam will go the Outworld Devour. You've seen Yuar play it in almost every series so far, this tournament for Digital Chaos, and now I think Ritsu has played it once, and I think he might have won with it. But we'll have to see how this does play out. Of course, he's going up against the Death Prophet. So 2 very strong mid laners going toe-to-toe. And 2 very strong mid heroes at the same time. Last bands coming through for compLexity. What does Shazam need? They have the Witch Doctor. They have the Spirit Breaker. More than likely the support Spirit Breaker. They could play it offlane for Brax if they'd like. But maybe ban an offlane hero here or another support. Either of which, if you're compLexity, maybe you've done your scouting and you're like, oh, Brax plays Spirit Breaker all the time. It's definitely an offlaner. Let's ban a support. Or it could go the other way. Let's ban out that offlaner. 53 seconds left in reserve time. It's a Sunday evening at 6:41 p.m.
Radiant team back.
And we're almost done with the major qualifiers. Our second to last series is underway, as of course you are watching it, is compLexity versus Shazam. Whoever wins this one will move on and play up against Digital Chaos. Already making it to the majors is Team Archon. Not many people gave them a shot, but boy, did they look good. They trained hard, and they got to the majors. They did a great job. Digital Chaos, will they once again miss another major? Or will this time, will they get to it by beating one of these 2 teams? All those questions and more will be answered
10 seconds remaining.
pretty soon. Complex will go for the Visage as their last support. The Tusk Visage support combo. I like the choice. They don't need no Drow to make this work. This hero's good. And they're going to show that. They're going to try to showcase that anyway. He does have some mana problems in lane, so a stick is almost certainly needed, or some sort of mana regeneration. You can get off a Grave Chill and a Soul Assumption. That's about it. Maybe spam that twice before you, of course, lose all of your mana. One of the spells twice before you lose all your mana. And on top of that, you're going to be losing some intelligence from the Outward Devour with the Arcane Orb. So Visage might have some mana struggles earlier on in the game. We'll have to see how things pan out. Last second, they'll grab the Doom for their offlaner, and Brax is going to go ahead and play that. Pretty good hero against Death Prophet against Faceless Void. You don't really want to have to ban Tusk, but he can save heroes very easily. Snowball and, of course, avoid a lot of that Doom damage. So Shazam will go ahead and pick that up for their offlaner. Brax will play it. And we're about to get underway in game number 2 here. The Shanghai Major American Qualifiers, the lower bracket semifinal. Small final, whatever you want to call it. The Faceless Void, played up by Swindlemons. I'm very excited. I feel like he's going to be the catalyst coming out for compLexity Gaming. If they're going to win this game, it's going to be off the back of a couple of good Chronospheres, as it often is. And I feel like that's the really cool thing about the offlane role in general. It's why I like playing that role, is that you have such a big impact on the game with little farm. Maybe 1 or 2 items. Maybe even no items if you're like a Faceless Void or a different hero.
Prepare for battle.
I think compLexity, I'm very excited about this draft. We'll have to see how the OD goes up against the... It also could be a safe lane OD for Mason. It is Ritsu OD. We've seen Merlini play the safe lane OD and Vegetable Esports run towards that semifinal and the open qualifiers and going down to Team Unknown. compLexity will do some 4-man aggression down towards that bottom lane. Limp will go ahead and be... He'll get 2 shared Tengus. He's going to be the mid lane matchup for compLexity. Chessie will be the safe laner. They could do some sort of aggro duel or aggro tri-lane if they wanted to, and I think that's not a bad idea. But there's a lot of good damage coming out for Shazam. You have a Spirit Breaker who's very tanky. He even has a Stout Shield. You have MSS to be playing the Witch Doctor. So the safe lane Invoker, he doesn't have the most impact in the world earlier on in the lane, but as he levels up, he gets very frightening to deal with. And because he is playing this in maybe a dual lane, the Invoker either is going to have to get some solo experience, maybe they put an aggro tri-lane top, I doubt that, or an aggro dual lane. They get him in Midas. One of those things to get him a bit more levels earlier on in the game. Maybe they're just going to keep Ritsu down here and have him in the safe lane and then send Mason mid. Mason is an experienced core player. He's not only played the 1 position, but he's played the 2 position quite a bit as well. Way back in NEL and FPL, he's done a good job in those positions, but he usually plays carry. Weaver, of course, is one of his strong heroes. How much vision does this give him? Did he put it a little too low here? It looks like he put it just fine where it needed to be. So the Limp Death Prophet versus the Mason Invoker, and he already gets a good block going his way. Down bottom, Dire Observer Ward placed. Hanskin will go ahead and block this camp by just sitting in the spawn box and sitting nearby Zefric to block this camp as well. So no pulls available either from the side, which they might have needed for themselves, or down bottom. The aggro tri-lane has come out, and looks like Mason, or rather Ritsu, knows this, and he's like, ah, dang it.
No, you don't.
So this is a very strong aggro tri-lane. Snowball in with the Grave Chill maybe to start things off, followed up with a Rocket Barrage. The aggro dual lane, though, should get a lot done here against Swindle in this top lane. We'll see if he can get a last hit or 2, and he will pick up his first. But down bottom, this means that Ritsu will not have a great time CSing. He's still at 0 last hits, and he's got to just try to leech experience. And the one thing that you really do need as an OD is farm. Whether you get a Midas early on, a 4-staff, a set of treads. There's a lot you need coming out from CS. They'll have to struggle with that. This is maybe the 2nd or 3rd time that I've seen a safe lane Outworld Devour. And like I talked about, of course, a lot of that was coming out from Merlini. They're just going to go ahead and aggro tri-lane top. They're going to just say, let's keep the OD up here. We can maybe send the Doom back down bottom. They're actually just going to go ahead and roam him out. They can maybe even send him to the jungle and have SVG, or rather MSS, leech experience bottom as best as he possibly can. And not only that, but they do have this lane, actually, this camp to pull from, but they will spot it out with an Observer Ward. So if MSS decides to go for a pull, he could easily die here, and that'll feed up first blood. So 7 last hits going for the Gyrocopter back mid. There might be a gank. Spirit Siphon will fly. There's going to be a stun up with the Cold Snap as well as the Spirit Breaker charge. And it's going to be first blood picked up for Mason, so they rotate in already. And we might see what happened to Ritsu last game happened this time to LaNm, as the Death Prophet is already going to get taken down. Back top lane, this will be a pretty good matchup for the Outworld Devourer. Take all that intelligence away coming out from SumaiL, maybe even throw him up with an Astral and do some damage there. TP back in. Mason will have to deal with this now. The creep's getting taken down, and LaNm still has 7 going for Mason. A great start. Meanwhile, on the other side, MSS getting chased down by Z-Freak. No Orb of Venom coming out for the Tusk, so no big deal there. But back top lane, charge coming through. Hanska will see this in SumaiL. He's got Time Lock. No, he just used it. Will they keep going? Dash comes through. If they had actually just ran at him, they might have gotten that kill, but Ritsu did not have his Astral Imprisonment ready. Brax will go ahead and have an Arcane Rune. Oh god, that's such a good rune. Look how much mana this Devour costs, 36. That's the nicest thing ever. There's a lot of mana issues you have early on in the game with the Doom. You get an Arcane Rune, some of those mana issues are gone, at least for a little while. Rotate back in mid, and this is a roaming Doom from Brax. What does he have? He's got a Shockwave. They have the damage with Cold Snap, but he's looking for the time to try to get to LaNm here on this low ground. Cryptstorm will go, and Mason will take a bit of damage coming in. Gonna go ahead and regen with Quas. Quas Wex the build coming out now for Mason. I like it. Arcane Orb skilled up to level 1. He doesn't have the Essence Orb. He's actually going to get Time Dilated. He has the Astral. He's going to use it up onto Hanskin instead. Grave Chill is now gone, and the Time Dilation has been used up as well. He does have the Mango. Level 3, 8 last hits. He's only 2 behind that of the safe lane farming Swindle Mounts. There's the rotation in. They will not find the kill. Brax is a little too far in. LaNm might have seen it coming, but here's the charge. He's going to turn back around. Vision-wise, LaNm doesn't see the Doom. Now he will. They're going to go with the Scorch Shift. The Cold Snap will fly as well. There's the charge in. Can they get this kill? The Shockwave, they've got the damage. The Spirit Siphon will come out. Can they get the job done? There's the Fairy Fire. Tornado. That should bring him down. Beautifully done from Mason. Timed well. Ice Shards will not block an SVG. And Shazam will pick up yet a second kill here on the Death Prophet. HFN, Grave Shield will go. He doesn't have the mana for Astral. He does now. The charge up. There's the Time Dilation. He gets the Time Lock proc as well. And HFN, Ritsu rather, has the South. He'll use it. There's the Haste Rune. Hoskins in trouble. They don't have the mana for the Satyr Shockwave, but there's the Soul Assumption. HFN going to try to go toe-to-toe with SumaiL. He's got the Time Lock. He'll backtrack a lot of that damage, but still with the Haste Rune, they'll just try to put more pressure, but an easy kill going the way. And I love Shazam's roaming cores right now. They're doing such a great job. They will get a lot of farm for Chessie down to the bottom with the Gyrocopter up to 28 last hits, but there's a lot of kills going the way of Shazam. And I think this should lead them to maybe an even net worth graph, or it's actually an 1,000 net worth lead coming through. Well played. And Brax will head back into the jungle now with 1,000 gold. Only level 3, but he will find another Satyr Tormentor to eat if he wants it. Maybe he's looking for a Dark Troll Summoner or a Centaur Conqueror, either way. SVG is now on top of this ward. They have a pretty good understanding of where he is. I think he might have just placed this ward as well. So do they have a sentry now coming up for Hanskin? They don't, but I'm sure they'll ferry one out here if they know that's been picked up. Back towards mid, another gank coming through. LaNm's gonna walk up, the charge coming in. There's the Cold Snap, he's in trouble. He's got the Spirit Siphon, Exorcism will not use it. There's another bash coming through. Very far comes out, and the Cryptstorm, SVG is low. Soul Assumption, they'll grab that kill. Here's the Snowball, Z-Freak rotating in. They anticipated this gank, but they will still lose. LaNm on that Death Prophet, and Brax is just too damn tanky. He's now up to level 4, plus 1,000 gold. Maybe he gets his phase, maybe he goes for a Basilius. Who knows what Brax will pick up here. MSS Leeching Experience bottom up to level 3. There is no homing missile, so Chessie can't chase MSS down other than to just harass him. He could dive with level 6, but he's not quite there yet. And Mason will pick up what I imagine to be a Midas. Actually, just kidding. He bought an urn. But he still has the Globes of Haste for maybe an inevitable Midas, unless he wants to go Maelstrom, which would be the most odd thing I've seen in a while. Not that Maelstrom on Invoker is super unusual, but usually you don't see a right-click build out of a Wex Invoker. So I doubt that'll be the case. Tornado's going to go ahead and miss. LaNm is actually getting charged up. SVG will cancel it. Who's level 4, by the way. He's level 2 bash, level 2 charge. And he's got his boots too, which I like.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Back top, what does Swindle have? Poor man's shield, boots of speed, 800 gold, 27 last hits. Going his way. Chessie is going to go ahead and get cast up as he went through the call down. I think there might have been a stack there, and MSS will avoid that damage. Still level 4. He's holding on to 2 points, deciding whether or not to go Voodoo Restoration or Maledict. Deny that creep. Get it, Mason. Come on, don't let that creep there. Oh, no. LaNm will get more last hits now. And Brax will pick up the Midas as well, looks like, as he has the Gloves of Haste and already Tranquil Boots. Hellbear's Master's Thunderclap, that damage is pretty ridiculous early on in the game, 150. We're starting to phase out of the laning phase, though, as 7 minutes in. A hero behind LaNm as Z-Freak is looking for Snowball, vision-wise. They might have spotted him. He, I think, is just sitting on the edge of that vision. And there's a third hero coming in from the backside. That's Chessie with a call down. Boy, does he have some damage. And it looks like Mason understands this because guess what? There's a war here. Going to go down momentarily, but I think they're okay. They won't get dove. The early rotation from Chessie looking for that level 6 call down into a kill that's so very common on gyrocopters will not pay dividends. Maybe it will, actually, as Brax is now getting caught out. There's going to be a Chrono pops up, and he doesn't get his Scorched Earth off in time. The call down will fly next. There's the charge up. Can he get the Scorched Earth off and ready to go? It will, but he's actually going to go down. The cast will bounce through, and it'll hit up onto Chessie and Swindle. Charge still coming, but it'll be canceled immediately. And so the first Chronosphere and call down combo will work out in complexity's favor. And they'll take down Brax. Tornado coming in, Spirit Siphon. Limp was looking for that kill. Crypt Swarm can't find it. Just outranged as the Tornado will save his life. The Tango will come through. He's got the Quas regen up. Level 4 Quas. Look at how fast he regens with that Tango. Even puts up a 1 point in Wex. Now the Snowball coming in. Blessed in trouble. He's got the Ghost Walk. If he wants to invoke it, this will come through. But here's the charge. Spirit Siphon comes out. Doesn't do that much damage. He did pop the Ghost Walk. Actually has an Invis Rune. That's what he's got, not the Ghost Walk. He's got Tornado. Cold Snap's ready to go as well. They're not going to try to find this kill now. And that SVG actually in trouble. They have Snowball in 2. He's going to get out just in time. Nice TP. Ritsu with 28 last hits. And again, Shazam kind of dominate the early laning phase. And then they're starting to lose a little bit of ground here. It was almost 1,000 net worth lead coming up for Shazam. Now it's back up sort of towards 500. Never actually reached 1,000. The phase... A Kilo Wand for Chessie. Will it be the SNY or the early BKB? Because of what Shazam has, I would not be surprised to see an early BKB, but he still might get doomed anyways. Standing on the backside, MSS is looking for a potential kill on Chessie. They don't have Doom yet. There's the Rocket Barrage. They really want him to get 6, but look at that damage. Chessie with a call down or maybe another Rocket Barrage will get this kill. Here they go. Cask is up. The Infernal Blade will fly through, and Chessie in trouble. Dives too deep, and Brax will get the kill. That will provide him his level 6, and now has Doom on top of it, plus the mana to use it. Will they find anybody here in the tree line? Hanskin is going to go ahead and pull. This will actually help them push into the tower, but there's not much damage done there. Swindle will have to back away. He's got the Time Walk. He's got Chrono up in 7. He's going to go ahead and Time Walk and try to avoid some more damage, but... The Orc Malevolence for Outworld Devour, or maybe just Shreds. Top lane, diving onto Hanskin. He pops up the salve. SVG charges up and ready to go. He can get out if he doesn't get caught, maybe with a Chrono or something. Rotating up to Z-Freak and Limp. They have Exorcism. Back mid. Oh, Mason's so close to this Midas. If he dies here, how devastating would that be? Top lane, charge away. Oh, he's so low, it goes down to the Visage. The right click came through. The Soul Assumption, I'm sure, did the job. Now the Snowball coming in. He's in trouble. Can he get the Ghost Walk off? He doesn't invoke it. There's the Tornado coming in. The Silence comes through, but it's a bit too late. Cask will fly. Can they get this kill? Urn will go. Cold Snap as well. He's in trouble. The Spirit Siphon. They've got Exorcism. They'll pop it up. The Dust will go. And now Mason might lose this. The Crossfire only hits on that MSS, but Mason will go down. Did not buy his Midas, and MSS will fall as well. Swindle comes in seemingly out of nowhere, pops the Chrono, and they get a double kill for Limp. Not the best trade for Shazam. They're getting ahead of themselves with these kills. compLexity now have that almost 1,000 net worth advantage. There it is. It tips back down. Top lane. Rocket Barrage called out. SPG in trouble. Great Ice Shards can't get away with that charge up, but they do get the Doom off onto Chessie, and Brax will fall as well. The flat cannon Rocket Barrage and Zebra coming through with that Snowball. More than enough to get the kill, and 2 more kills going the way of compLexity, and it looks like they're now in the driver's seat for game number 2. Will be the 4th staff for Ritsu. God, Shazam are just, they're great in like the first 5 minutes, and they just like, they throw their advantage away by being out of position, going for some odd kills, maybe even not that much vision up. They put a ward here in the jungle. it's not really done much for them. If they had a war maybe at the top rune spot when they got that regen for the Death Prophet, this might have been a little bit easier for them. In the tree line is Z-Freak. The smoke has been broken. They know this, and he is more than likely going to die. He has no TP scroll. There's the cold snap. The snowball will go. It might have gone to the creep wave. No, they're going to pull him more towards the tower. There's the Infernal Blade to stun him for a moment, and Z-Freak will fall. The Ice Shards were about to push him out. That was almost going to be a great play, but Z-Freak will die to the Invoker. And now the Midas will come out for Mason. He had bought it earlier. He wouldn't be having this dilemma, but Ponskin's level 6. He's got his Visage Familiars up. He even has the Arcanes, and as I talked about, you're going to have some intelligence problems. Not only that, there's EMP. You definitely have one set of Arcane Boots, and compLexity will grab that up for Visage. Down bottom, Swindlemelons will split push and go ahead, jump behind the tower. The more mass picked up for the Vlads. He's level 9. He's doing a great job. He's actually 4th in net worth as the off-lane / safe lane faces Void.
Bottom tower is under attack.
This is a dangerous push. There's 4 heroes up here for the Radiant squad. Call down will hit onto Brax. The Tornado will go. There's going to be Swindles jumping in, looking for a Chrono. He finds 2, and Brax, Soul Assumption, he'll be the first to die. The Cryptstorm, they're going to lose MSS as well. The time dilation will go. Astral will keep him up. They have that ultimate from Ritsu, but it might not be enough. Look at that Cryptstorm. It's destroying. Maybe drop the ult. He doesn't get it off in time. They'll lose 2. The Ghost Walk will keep him alive. MSS is going to try to TP out. Time Lock proc is not there on the other side. SVG gets blocked in. He's got charged up and ready to go. Can he get down? He will. They actually somehow only pick up 2 kills, but they should transition this into a tier 1 tower up here top.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wraparound gank from Z-Freak. Ward's placed down. I love this ward. It's so good. It rarely gets dewarded, and it gives you so much vision and can help out with so many kills. It's really good when you're pushing the tier 1 tower mid. It's not quite that great after that tower's gone, but still.
Invisibility.
Item-wise, what's coming out next for each player? Jesse goes for the Helm of Dom, so we still have to decide whether he's not. He's going to be going for the BKB or SNY next. As I talked about, BKB might be the better choice. Limp has the early Yules, much to the chagrin of Ritsu, who struggled to get there early on in the game, and the last one. Midas is done for Brax. He actually was looking good early on, but getting to that late Midas. They have 2 Midases on their squad, so it's not like this game is completely out of reach for Shazam yet. They have pretty good late game carry, but obviously you have a Gyrocopter, you have a Faceless Void, and you also have a Death Prophet. That's not the easiest to fight into late game. You get an Octarine Core for the Death Prophet, and all of a sudden this game gets that much harder. The Invoker is going to be going for the Orchid. What about Ritsu? He's still trying to pick up that 4 staff. He has the Staff of Wizardry, but still no recipe. And they'll just farm the enemy jungle in doing so, but they actually walked right over this Observer Ward. They know this is happening. And Chessie has a big stack going his way. Hanskin will go ahead and try to help him do it with these Visage Familiars. His Flat Cannon is back up in 10. Ogre Club is ready to go, so again, SNY or BKB. I'm inclined to believe it's going to be the BKB, but I've been wrong before. I mean, you know how often Mox is in strikes. Smoke of Deceit, compLexity. I think they might have done it right close to this tier 1 tower. And they'll all TP away. SVG will stay behind. Get charged out if he needs to. He has a TP scroll. He might buy another one. Looking for treads more than likely.
Dire's top tower has been denied.
They did deny that top tower up top. That was redundant. I heard the deny coming up from the bottom tower, so that was really strange. The Orchid is close to completion, at least 1 Oblivion Staff. 5,000 net worth advantage at 16 minutes, and compLexity are looking to punch their ticket here in game number 2 to that grand final matchup between Digital Chaos and them. I guess you can't really call it a grand final. More like the
Radiant's bottom tower has been
lower
denied.
bracket finals.
Radiant's
No
top
ward
tower
for
is
SVG to
under
place up. I
attack.
think he just wanted to see where the Dire squad was. Make sure they weren't in the Roche pit. Casual Morbid Mask into a point booster. Swindles, he might still finish up that Vlad's first. You could also just transition right into that Aghanim Scepter, which is so good. 5-second duration at its first level, 6 and 7 at its second and third. Here's the charge in. Chessie might get caught out, but there's the Yules. Beautifully done from Limp. Here's the call out. I'm going to turn this up. EMP gets off too late. Here's the snowball. SVG's getting low. The Exorcism gets popped out as well. Shazam will lose 2 immediately off the bat. Can they get the Sanity Eclipse off? They'll get at least a gyrocopter, but it's 4 dead. They're going to lose all 5. Shazam get team wiped. At 17 minutes in, and compLexity are going ham.
Middle tower has fallen.
You get Exorcism, you get a good Chrono, which they didn't even need. They didn't use it. A good snowball, ice shards, and Rutsu just, even with the way he's playing, it seems like, he's having a rough one. Shazam have made it to the playoffs, but they're going to have to fight to survive. As for now, they are super far behind with a 7,500 net worth advantage going the way of compLexity. Is it Roche time? I don't know if they have that great of a Roche team. Medallion, not there for Z-Freak. Use some arcanes for himself, as again, they have the EMP, they have the Intelligence Steal. Though the Intelligence Steal is not that big of a deal, but it is the Sanj. Okay, I was wrong. The BKB has been sidestepped for the SNY. And Swindle is 1,000 away from his Aghanim Scepter, or he can just buy his Vlad's right now, either of which are fine. And again, they'll methodically take down the outer towers like they did in game number 1 after having a pretty severe advantage. However, Shazam will not do the same. They're looking for a smoke and a potential fight to go their way, and Z-Freak will actually go ahead and break it. Tornado's going to come through. They'll miss out on Limp. Here comes Chessie. They're going to use the Rocket Barrage. EMP will go. There's going to be the Walrus Punch, and they're already going to lose Ritsu. Good Death Ward, but the Chrono will stop it immediately, and they'll now looks like they're going to lose one. Maybe they can get Chessie. He's got the touch. He's very tanky. Their Spirit Type, another strike will go, but Chessie will continue to stay alive. And 3 dead on Shazam. They're going to lose 4 here as well. Maybe Time Dilation comes out. They need one more right click. The Time Walk and the Crypt Swarm. He was going to die one way or the other, and it'll be Swiddle getting the last right click to get him a double kill and put him up to his Aghanim Scepter, which is now flying out. Not to mention the SNY for Chessie. This game now feels impossible to come back from, even with double Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
In the right hands, the Faceless Void and Death Prophet can do work, and compLexity are strutting their stuff. Up top, Mason picks up 1 Oblivion Staff, and he was the only one to survive that bloodbath. Close to that second Oblivion, but God, is that not going to help him? The Chronosphere, the Snowball, the Familiar Stuns, the Call Down. There's too much crowd control coming up from the compLexity side. It'll provide them the Aegis for the Gyrocopter and the inevitable push of these last Tier 2 towers and the game if Shazam can't find something here within the next 5 or so minutes. 12,000 net worth advantage. 20 minutes in the game. That's even worse than game number 1, I believe. 2 bad fights in a row, and compLexity are very close to playing up against Digital Chaos in that lower bracket final. Brax, with 1,500 gold in the bank, the Familiars keeping him company. They all have vision of him, as of course the Creeps do as well. They might actually catch out Limp. He's in trouble. He's got the Soul Boost. He has the Yules. He already pops it up, and now there's the Death Ward. Evan Strike as well. A free kill will go their way. It's not much, but it's a start. They might even find Z-Freak as well. They got the Doom. Will they use it? He's still pretty speedy. He's going to try to just go ahead and TP out. They have vision of him, and there's that Doom. The Cold Snap will fly as well. Maybe not even needed. Astral will come through. I believe that was actually on the Ritsu accidentally. Might have been spamming it. All right, 2 quick kills. That'll at least get them roughly back to maybe 10,000. And one thing it does do is delay the push that compLexity we're going to bring out here momentarily. 2 Orchids being built in the same team. Mason as well as Rito are going to grab them. They will probably buy BKB. I mean, the Yules is also super good for that. So Death Prophet, even if she gets Orchided up, she'll just Yules. Maybe it's Orchid a second time. Who knows? The BKB will come out for the Gyrocopter maybe next. He might not need it now, even though there are 2 Orchids. I mean, maybe they can kill Hanskin or Z-Freak, but It looks like they're going to go for the Yules on Aritsu, but instead they're going to walk up. Cryptstorm Hill just force himself out, and now top lane SumaiL looking for a kill on Brax. Time walk in, he's got Chrono, but he doesn't have that much damage yet. Chrono Blade will go. They're going to charge in. There's the Chrono, and they're looking for that kill on Brax. He's healing up, but not enough. The time dilation. The cast will go, and SumaiL is too far in. He doesn't have that Aegis, and he's going to fall. Series it comes. Chances low as well. Out of mana. Now it looks like Risu will fall, but there's going to be Exorcism. They're going to turn this fight. Look how low everyone is. They'll blow up 5 with the Exorcism. The Crypt Swarm as well. The snowball right in, and they'll get 5 quick kills in complexity. They can even go high ground right now.
Radiant's top tower.
They have buybacks for Shazam, but complexity should not be scared after that engagement.
Tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fought. Dire's bottom tower.
The glyph will go. The exorcism is only going to last for one more moment longer, but with the right click coming up from Chessie, the familiar is doing some work. They're going to at least get this tier 3 tower. They'll put pressure on the ranged racks. And just like that, again, complexity keep on chugging.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
I mean, this is getting an Aghanim Scepter plus Medallion plus Arcane Boost for the Visage at roughly 25 minutes. The Octarine is already done for the Death Prophet, for God's sakes. She did use her Exorcism before the Octarine came out, so sadly, it will not be a shorter cooldown. There are 3 minuses for Shazam, and if this game was any closer, I'd say that would get them back into the game. But I don't believe that's going to be true. I mean, there has to be a miracle for this game to turn in Shazam's favor. I'm not saying it's impossible, but boy, do they have to put in some work. I mean, at least they have those Orchids, right? Well, one of them anyway. And Ritsu's not that far off. Like, let's see what we can do with these Orchids and maybe another item on a couple other heroes and go from there. I mean, they have a blink on Brax, so it's just that Death Prophet. They can't survive that exorcism damage, nor can they survive, you know, the flat cannon, which the gyrocopter dishes out. You put those 2 together, plus the Chronosphere, and everybody's going to get wiped off the face of the map. They even now have a blink deck with the Swindle. He still doesn't have that Blast. I'm not sure he really needs it. The Gyro will grab that last tier 2 tower. They're going to push in bottom. And Lip is Invis. His Exorcism off cooldown now, almost level 3. They might want to wait for that, but the Dire Courier will fall as actually Mason gets it done. There's a lot on that. Meanwhile, back in, there's going to be Lip getting doomed up. He doesn't have Aegis, but they're going to lose Brax immediately afterwards. They're looking to get the right click, and actually, Ritsu will get this kill. You know, Exorcism coming out. Tornado will go through, but Chessie's still BKB'd up. They're going to lose 2 on Shazam's side. Here comes the time dilation. You're working up on Swiddles, but look at the time lock proc. They get the ulti up, but Ritsu doesn't do enough damage. It's going to be 5 dead again, and they cannot really defend any longer. And the GG should be coming out pretty soon. And complexity will move on after an outstanding display here in the second game, and even in the first game as well. They have the buyback on 3. They have no glyph. 2 sets of racks down. They're really right now just fighting just to fight. And the dreams of the Major are slowly dwindling away for Team Shazam.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks is falling.
And there it is. GG is called, and Shazam, that's going to be it for them. Complexity 2-0 them. It's just an absolutely ridiculous fashion. And they'll be moving on, and they'll be playing up against Digital Chaos here in just a little while. And of course, you can stick it around here on twitch.tv/moonducktv for more fun games of Dota 2, where you can follow me at MontDota on Twitter. My name is Mont. Series number 2, rather, between Complexity and Digital Chaos coming shortly. And we'll jump into a quick break and be back, this time with the Codecaster. Congratulations